Hey, how are you guys? Um, so until I start seeing people popping in or until someone says hi, because sometimes you guys get on here and it doesn't show until there's already a bunch of people and I don't realize because it says zero and then all of a sudden it'll show me there's a bunch of people here. So um, I'll just talk until I see some sort of indication that there's someone here. Um, but yeah, how are you guys? So if I'm doing this, it's just my nose ring. I'm wanting to get a hoop. I'm just money and stuff. So, but anyway, yeah, if there is anyone here, how are you? Thank you for joining. Feel free to ask questions. Um, with that being said, I just got the prompt in the meantime until like people do start asking questions if that pops in today. Um, I was getting the prompt to share a moment that I had this afternoon that I'm really grateful for. Plus, it's results of the mental cleanup that I put in on myself, and I'm really grateful for this moment. And pride is like an ego thing, really, in a sense, but like I'm also kind of proud of myself for this too, because I have been. I feel like I could do more, but I have been working on myself, doing that mental cleanup, and it's finally bringing in these results, which I'm grateful for. So, um, essentially, um, sorry, I'm just double checking some stuff here on my screen. So, um, so essentially, what happened was this afternoon. I've, it's technically illusion. Any kind of struggle or whatnot is illusion that I'm making up. That's the true, zoomed out truth of it. With that being said, I was in the illusion of just having a rough day today. So just as kind of like a bit of a preface, like a little bit of a backstory to explain. For the past week, I've been feeling like the part of my a part of my carpet going from my living room into my bedroom felt like it was damp. But hi, how are you? Please feel free to ask questions. Thank you for joining. And until questions are asked or topics of suggestion, um, topics are being suggested. Um, Hi, hey Tin Lee. How are you? Thank you for joining. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, or if there's anything. Oh, and now it says that we've got a bunch of people on, so please feel free to ask questions. Um, Good morning, Hero. I'm just going to call you Hero. Oh, it's morning for you. Good morning. It's evening for me. So, excuse me. Thank you for sorry. Oh my, sorry. I'm a little distracted. I'm just looking at the comments here. Just give me 1 second here. There we go. So it's morning for you. It's actually evening for me. So good morning. Good morning to you. I hope you have a good day. Thank you for joining. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask, or if there's any topics that you want me to talk about or whatnot, please feel free to suggest them. And in the meantime, until questions are asked, I've just been talking about this wonderful moment I had today with allowing God, which is our true self, to take over. So essentially, long backstory short, um, it ended up being that my floor ended up being damp because my water cooler was leaking and broken, and um, I had a new one coming in today, and there was a whole bunch of runaround with the timing and what day it's actually going to arrive. It was a mess, and then other stuff surfacing that I was in a space where you know, by one point this afternoon, I had some quiet and it wasn't showing that they weren't supposed to get here until this evening. And so I just laid down to meditate, just to connect and breathe and allow and try and do like that quote unquote work on myself. Hello, thank you guys for joining. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask. If there's any topics you want me to talk about, please feel free to suggest. And thank you. And in the meantime, like I said, I'm just explaining about this moment that I had this afternoon with allowing God, our true self, to take over. Um, so I laid down on my couch right here to meditate, and I I did it with thinking about how about mm, a month or so ago, within this past month, um, I ended up in a visual where God, our true self, in the form of very similar to like Baymax, but like a giant Baymax, was all of a sudden there and lifted me up. And I immediately, this is going to sound so small, but it was so big, picked me up, and immediately it just felt like I could feel everything was okay. Everything in my entire, all of everything was just everything's okay, and just this peace and calm. And so I went into this, with the intention of allowing that, because I was feeling a lot of anxiety. And it's again, it's an illusion feeling. Within that, it's anxiety is one of the worst illusion feelings. I hate feeling anxiety. um so again, hi, if you're joining, thank you for joining. If you're joining, thank you for joining. And if you have any questions that you want me to answer, channeling and answer for you, please let me know. Or any topics that you want to suggest that you want me to talk about, again, please let me know. I'm not seeing anything popping up in the comments yet. So if there is stuff there, I'm not seeing it. But anyway, so I had the thought of this, and I went into my meditation with the intention of something similar happening, as in not visuals, but like that feeling of everything is okay, and like letting our true self take over, and let that, because it was easier than a blink of an eye. Like it just happened. So and then after I had that thought, I had the thought of how a friend of mine had told me a while ago, like, talk to God like you're talking to one of your best friends. And so I started to do that. And then I right away started feeling kind of like stupid and silly, and I expressed this to God, our true self, like, essentially, I just feel stupid because this is just me talking to myself. And immediately, as soon as I said that, I could physically feel my body just being squeezed, and it felt good. And I could feel like my chakra system going off, which chakras are also a metaphor, but that's okay. And my insides just felt so good, and like my whole body felt soft, and I was in a visual. And again, I do not purposely do this. I was all of a sudden in a visual where, again, it's like white space, and it was essentially a giant Olaf from Frozen. All of a sudden was there, and it lifted me up and it cradled me like a baby. Now its arms weren't like Olaf's arms, they weren't sticks, they were more like Olaf's feet, but like longer. And I was also seeing with it, there was like an overlay, underlay. It's hard to explain and it's hard to describe, but there was like an overlay, underlay of like, oh, you want to call it like a white blanket, but it was almost like, it was more like a cloud, but not, it was like cloud-like, but it wasn't wispy, and it was more solid and blankety. It's really hard to explain, and it wrapped around me, but just not my head, but I could still feel it was affecting my head as well. It was almost like a sausage roller, or like a piggy in a blanket, like a hot dog, like a hot dog in a wrap. And again, I could tell that this like this Olaf, which was God, our true self, and the which was also like this wrap around me, is also God, our true self. And I could feel that that's what was squeezing me, and giving me that really good, like, all my insides were feeling good, and my body felt very soft, and just peace and calm. Like the anxiety was just gone, and like I didn't even try with this. And so and then all of a sudden I noticed that it was like so it's holding me like this, like cradling me like an infant or a toddler. And it's going, like, nom 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 nom, like, but like over like a more above like the side of me that's like facing outward. And it wasn't actually biting me or like putting its mouth on me or anything, but I could still feel that, like, that was also adding to the physical good feelings that I was receiving. And I could also feel too, it was meant to be playful and like tickly and make me laugh and smile and whatnot. And then that's when it kicked in really strongly, that I felt very childlike, and very much like a child being held by a parent, but like a young child, like almost like a toddler. And the parent felt like not like a normal human parent, like very ethereal feeling. But it also gave me like, it made me feel weird, not because it was bad. It was very loving and very beautiful, but I just, for my own reasons that I don't want to get into right now, it made me feel weird. And as it did that, as I started feeling weird about it, I turned my head, and this is on the visual, of course, but I'm physically feeling all of this as well. Hey, how are you? If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, or topics to suggest for me to talk about. Please let me know. And in the meantime, I'm just talking about this moment where I allowed God, our true self, to take over. Um, Hi, Ria. How are you? Thank you for joining. I'm happy to see you. And like I said, if you have questions or if you want me to suggest anything for me to talk about, let me know. Um, but as soon as I turned my head into God, our true self, in the form of Olaf, because I felt like weird about this whole thing about a parent, an ethereal parent holding me. Um, excuse me. Um, as soon as I did that, sorry, I got a little distracted. Something popped up on my screen. As soon as I did that, immediately I felt a tickle on my right side, which was the side that was facing outwards, that wasn't against its torso. And this tickle, it was very, it was. I just got tickled on this side now. That's funny. Um, it was very gentle. It was strong enough that it definitely, like, it made me squirm, and it made me like laugh a little bit, but it was very, like, very gentle. Um, and then I had been playing in the background. I had my earplugs in, and I had been playing in the background because there was some noise outside that I was trying to cover. Um, in the background, I had the movie Ponyo on, then at this point, during the opening credits of Ponyo, there's it's called Mother Sea, which I didn't even realize until I'd written the post about this after that the song is called Mother Sea, and it's I felt very much like there was an ethereal parent holding me. Um, and it's a woman that's singing opera, and right away it just made me think about how just a few weeks ago I was again in illusioned, not great space, and I in my head I turned to God, our true self, and I went to say help, even though, again, what is help? No help's needed, and it's me turning to myself. And I know the zoomed out stuff with that. With that being said, when I went to in my head vocalize help, it came out in song, like, but like, you know how like in movies and shows you hear like the angelic, like, oh, kind of thing. It was like that, but it wasn't one note. Like, it was a tune with different notes. I wouldn't be able to reiterate it right now because I'm in the illusion that I can't sing in this, and it would sound bad. But this reminded me of that, and I could feel God, source, our true self, in this song that was playing. And immediately as I had that thought and feeling, again, I got tickled in the same spot, same way, same side. Um, so that was really cool. And this is now the third time that I have allowed what's real to take over, and give me that feeling of peace and calm, and then twice in those three times where I physically have felt myself being held as well, and the physical good feelings outside of just the peace and calm. And I'm going to get to your question here in a second, Ria. Thank you so much. So because I just want to wrap this up, I'm almost done. So that was just really cool, and I'm really grateful. And after I get to Ria's question, if unless we get more questions rolling in, then I'll continue with that. But after I get to Ria's question here, I'm going to talk about how I got myself to that point, and the fact that you guys can do this too. So, so excuse me. So Ria's saying, my mother Josephina passed away May 29th. Oh, my heart's with you. I'd be so happy to receive some messages from her for myself and her grandchildren. Thank you. I love you. I love you too. And right away, I can feel, oh, yeah, my chakra system's going off. It's starting in my root sacral chakra, and then it's going upwards. And I'm feeling it strongest now. Strongest in my root sacral chakra, but then the next strongest is right in my crown chakra. It's an interesting feeling. It's like in the top of my head right here. There's like it's a feeling I honestly I can't describe it. It doesn't hurt, but it feels a little weird. And it's right here, and it's going down through like the center of the front of my head and my face, and then I'm feeling it in like the tip of my tongue, and I'm feeling it in my front teeth as well. And I appreciate that because I know when I'm feeling stuff like that, when I'm channeling, that's confirmation on what I'm receiving. And now it's kicking in. Both of my hands are being held onto really strongly. And as soon as I had read the part where you had said that you'd be happy to receive some messages from her for yourself and your grandchildren, I felt like this urge to cry, like in my chest, but it wasn't like a bad cry. It was just like emotional, but like not, it's not like a bad emotional. I didn't feel sad. Um, it's what I'm receiving about that is that it's because it's like the heart chakra area, and I'm asking for help with my words. It's because it's the love that's there, and there's that element where it feels powerful, but then also the ego kicks in as well with some emotion on a certain level. So regardless, I appreciate feeling all of this, because again, that's confirmation on what I else I'm about to receive. And again, I need to point out, this hand is being held onto so strongly. It's easier just to let it rest on my lap rather than try and hold it in the air. Not that I'm being forced to hold it down. I can move it as much as I want. It's being held, like if someone's holding your hand and it's a strong hold, and and you can feel like there's just this weight on your hand. It's just easier to let it rest rather than try and fight it, not fight it, but try and move it. So my hand is being gripped onto really strongly, which again, I appreciate. So let me just take a sip of water here and see what I'm receiving, what's being said, or any other kind of form of communication, interaction. Okay, my foot just got tickled. I'm seeing a big smile. That, again, it makes me want to cry. It's not because it's bad. It's just I'm asking for help with my words. It's tapping me into that feeling of when you transition. Not that we actually transition out of this. We don't go anywhere. We're home now, imagining this inside ourselves. But within the illusion of coming out of this, of the illusion of waking up, there's that blip of the illusion part of the welcome home party, and being welcomed home, and that is just such. I'm going to suggest for you and anyone who's watching and listening, take time by yourself, in a quiet space when you're able to, and put on the song "Well Done" by the Afters. And it's gonna make, well, for me, it makes me sob every freaking time. And the feeling, if it ends up being the same feeling that I get, that's what's surfacing here. It's, part of the song says, welcome home. It's gonna make me cry just saying the lyrics. And this is associating that. I'm circling back to your mom in a second here, but it's just to help explain what I'm feeling from her. There's a part in the song where it says, I'm gonna start sobbing. I can't. This song makes me sob every time, because it's just so beautiful. You can feel it coming home, the coming home and being welcomed. The part where it goes, um, oh, see, now it's escaping me. The part where it goes, welcome to the place where you belong. Um, You have run the race, and now that's it. You have run the race, and now you're home. Welcome to the place where you belong. And I can just, every time I hear that, like, you can just feel that part where you're being welcomed back home and you're just being embraced and loved. My hand it just influxed the grip. And that's what I'm feeling with this. It's that beautiful, indescribable feeling. And then as us in this we miss it. Like, there's that longing for this, and that's where some of the emotion is kicking in, because I can feel the longing for what I'm receiving from her. Like, there's that, it's so beautiful, that welcome home, like that well done, welcome home moment. Sorry. Again, it's not bad, it's just really beautiful. Sorry. I told you I can't get through the talking about this song and talking about this stuff without crying. It's just really big and really ethereal and really beautiful. And that's what was coming when I'm seeing this smile. It's that feeling. Shit, sorry. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's beautiful. It's just that welcome home. That welcome home. Sorry. Sorry. Um, I'm trying to get myself to refocus a bit more. Okay. So besides, I'm trying to get more than just that right now. Um, trying to move on to a next part of what is to be. said through me in this right now from your mom. And I'm feeling her energy. It's all one energy, but in the illusion of her energy, I'm feeling it going up my arm now. It's like a grippy tingliness on and underneath my arm, going up my arm. Um, and now my side, my waist just got held onto. So essentially, again, I'm just asking for help with getting the words from my head into and out my mouth. Um, so of course she's saying that she loves you. Um, Always. It's like it's not even that. It's like yes, it's being said right now, but it's like it's this whole she's giving that reminder and letting you know and reminding you that it's not even just her saying I love you right now. It's like it's a constant infinite I love you, and it's not even just it's not the word, even just the words and the feeling. It's like it's what we are, and I can just see you wrapped. It's not a like a literal visual, like it's hard to explain. It's like it's hard to explain how I'm receiving it, but like I can see, feel in a certain way, like you just being like encircled and wrapped around, like this love is just wrapped around you and through you, and it is you. And like, so it's like she's constantly saying, I love you, I love you, I love you. But it's not even like, it's beyond even the words. Like yes, you can hear it like that. You could allow yourself to hear it coming out as constant I love yous, but it's so much more than that. And then there was also the reminder to trust yourself. If you're thinking it's her, it's her. And I feel like a laughter. Yeah, I can feel my heart chakras going off there. It's making me want to actually kind of laugh. I can feel like a laughter there because I feel like there's at least one instance, but it feels like there's probably more where you're receiving something from her, something's happened, and you're like, Mom, and but then like you question it, and like she's right there going, it's me, like, and it's making her laugh, and it's making me laugh. So trust yourself, and then there is that reminder there too, as long as it's loving, it's real. If anything comes through and there's any tension or any judgment or anything that's not loving, that's not her, that's not spirit, it's not truth, that's ego, and ego can look and feel like spirit, but it's not. So as long as it's loving, trust yourself and know that it's her. um I don't know if this will resonate as to anything with her, you in a specific way, but I'm seeing a visual now of like of a flower. It's looking like it's a rose, or a flower that looks similar to a rose, like a bigger kind of flowered, bigger petally kind of flowered part. And it feels like my first seeing it was like a pink, but now I'm also seeing it as red. So I don't know if that would resonate for you in any way, in anything that would be between you two, or her or you. But I am seeing, and I'm also seeing the flower, like it's not like when it came into my visual, it wasn't already bloomed, but it's almost like it's perpetually, is that the right word? Infinitely, constantly, like just blooming. Oh, like, and not that it's like going from not bloomed to bloomed, it's constantly bloomed, but you're seeing like this oomph of like, here it's blooming, and then it's blooming, and it's blooming, but it's not like it's adding to it, it's not like it's disappearing and coming again. It's like an influxes of the bloom, if that makes sense. um and it feels that like coming with that is the it's like a so it's like a reassurance. Now there is that reminder to do the mental cleanup again, where if you're questioning or confused, or if there's any form of tension. But it's like that reassurance of like, you are allowing yourself to allow more of this, of what is real, to shine through and take over. And there is this aspect where nodding, where it's like you are allowing your mom to shine through, and you can allow this and will allow this more and more. It's like this infinite constant blooming of like, I'm asking for help with my words. Um, of just, you're doing this and you got this and you're allowing this, and it's forever. But then ultimately, in the truth of it, it's there is no constant, which is also why that would make sense that it's not a de-bloom and then bloom again, because we don't, there is no, in truth of what we are, there is no growth or expansion. We just are always whole, holy, and perfect. And that's also a representation of that too. And I just saw that it's like sparkly and glittery and all of this stuff. So then I just focused on your grandchildren. I mean, if I got getting this wrong, I apologize, but I heard, so I'm just going to say what just popped in my head when I focus on your grandchildren. See, I just want to say it, my grandbabies. I just want to call them her grandbabies. Cause I heard in my head, my grandbabies. And then when I went to say that I was going to focus on your grandchildren, I went to say it was naturally that was going to come out as my grandbaby. Her, see, I just said the grandchildren. It's coming out as her grandbabies. And then that's my resistance, because I am questioning myself with it, but it is coming out so natural to say grandbabies. And I'm just seeing her like hugging them and laughing and playing with them. And it's, again, you can tell me if this resonates, but it feels like your grandchildren also have moments where they recognize that she's there, maybe even at points tapping in that they're even playing with her. But I'm just seeing her. It's a level of, she's just, now I've got a visual of her sitting cross-legged on the ground playing with them. Like it's very, and the feeling along with it is just so much freedom. There's just so much freedom, so much ease, just no, there's nothing to worry about and no tension. She just gets to be just as playful as they are, because that is a part of what we are, is that childlike playfulness. And now the back of my neck is getting held on to. And I am going to open my eyes in a second to take a look at the comments. I don't know if anything else has been said right now, but I wanna just make sure I'm getting everything that I feel like I should be getting here. So with you always. And now I'm getting a visual of like it's like a long flowing like dress, or like house coat, like not heavy house coat, like light, something like that. And it looked like it was at first going to be on somebody, but I'm actually seeing it on a clothes hanger blowing in the wind. I'm not sure if that would make sense to you or resonate in any way, but again, I'm just going to tell you what I'm receiving. And part of at least part of what that visuals, because there might be something more that you're personally recognizing, but, and my hand's getting gripped onto again, the grip just increased again, which I appreciate, because they know I'm questioning myself. What is coming along with that on my end, at least, is also the metaphor of like airing your laundry, in a sense. Like there's that invitation with her of like, talk with me about your stuff, like lean on her and surrender things to her. Like there's that invitation there. You don't have to, but there is that invitation there, that she is there, reminding you she is there, and you can lean on her and talk with her about anything, air out your laundry to her. It's safe to do that. And then I'm seeing like a nod indication of, now you would know how to do it in however way it would work with you and your family. But if there's that space to somehow, have the children recognize, if not necessarily that they don't already, but kind of passing that message on, that thank you, kind of passing that message on to them as well, that reminder that I just gave you, that she's there and they can talk with her and lean on her and whatnot as well, that she hasn't gone anywhere. She's right there with you guys, and can't not be, because you guys we're all one anyway. So there's that as well. And now I just saw like a flower in your hair, and I feel like it's partially the flower in the visual that I first saw, but then it's also kind of looking more like a little bit more of like a lily, like maybe like a stargazer lily, and it's been put in your hair, like above your ear. And again, that just feels very loving, and just very loving, and just sweet. It's not really that I feel like there's even a message that's to go along with that. It's it's just for you. It's just a moment of just let me place this flower in your hair, and I love you and my daughter and all that. So I hope that makes sense. Sorry. Oh my gosh. My eyes, my eyelashes are like stuck together here. So, oh, hey, Kirsten, how are you? Let me see here. I'm just scrolling back up to see what, my foot just got tickled. Sorry. So, okay, Ria said here, my mama loved you and was so happy when you gave her messages a long time ago. Oh, really? Oh, thank you. I'm glad to hear that. That's amazing. I appreciate that. And thank you. It's not that I've done like a ton of readings for clients and stuff, but I have clients, friends, family, but like I have done a number and I've gone live quite a bit. Like throughout the past 5 years, I have done quite a bit. So I don't remember every channeling that I've done. So I appreciate that you shared that with me, because it's like I said, I go in my I still cling to my illusions that I'm worthless and pointless. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So Ria said so true, and then Kirsten saying hi. So again, hi Kirsten, how are you? Um, what do I do to play? Um, so Kirsten's asking, what do you do to play? And then she says, swimming in fresh lakes. Um, so, oh, and then Ria says, um, thank you, Chantal. You were truly the best. Oh, thank you so much. You're the best too. I appreciate you. Thank you for asking me that too, by the way. I'm going to get to you in a second, Kirsten. But thank you again for asking me that. I really appreciate it. And it's all, as much as it makes me cry and it does give me that like ego longing for home, at the same time, like tapping into that like welcome home is just, it's such an amazing, beautiful, indescribable feeling, and it does make you sob. So that was a gift as well for me, because you helped me tap into that, so thank you. um you rock too, Kirsten. And then I'm gonna say Gustav. I'm gonna say Gustav, if that's okay. He's saying hello, thank you for joining. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. So then Kirsten, you were asking, what do I do to play? Like, are you talking about like with spirit? What do I do to play with spirit? Yeah, when I'm able to, I get out to every summer I usually am able to get out to the lake once. There's one about a half hour drive from me. And there's only, it's a specific circumstances where I'm able to get out there. And when I do, I spend pretty much the entire time in the water, and I do it with the intention of connecting with Eric, spirit, God, our true self. It's usually I focus on the forms of Eric and Robin Williams. But I also do it also with the intention of like, and even when I'm doing it with those specific forms, I do it with the recognition and acknowledgement and acceptance that it's all characters, costumes, stories that I'm making up, and it's all God, which is what I am, playing pretend with itself. So yeah, I'll definitely like be in visuals with them in the water, and I'll often, like when I'm in the water, like I'll be like floating there, and then it'll be tickling at my feet, or all of a sudden like I'll be like just floating upwards, like just in one spot, and then all of a sudden I'll just be like going backwards in the water, and I can feel like Eric is like pulling me backwards like slowly in circles. And we'll do that. I've done things like play Mario Kart with spirit. I'll surrender that. I get spirit to play DJ on my phone. What else? I've asked Eric to play around with my lights, and he's done that. What else? There was I'd been given the suggestion, and I did. Was it with? I can't remember what it was with now. It was with some sort of candy, I think, like Valentine's Day stuff, in different ways. It was something about some sort of candy and or cheesies, and like just surrendering it and pulling them out and seeing what like shapes and like letters you like come out, or like words. You can play little games like that. um and then just mostly though, it's a lot of just talking and then being playful, like with Eric specifically, like like he'll start tickling at me, and then I'll like visualize like, and I can physically feel it too, in a sense, like tickling him back, and playing around like that. So there's a lot of like play when it comes to physical touch as well. So that's how, those are some examples of how I play. And then Kirsten's then asking, tell me about my destiny. Where is he? tell you about your destiny. um, so so I guessing you're on one end asking about a romantic partner. And then and then if you're looking for, I'm guessing you're looking for what is waiting for you here in this, or what, something along those lines. So first of all, like the most zoomed out answer, what your destiny is like, and this is literally for everybody, it's the same thing, to remember the truth of what all of this is, that it's a dream we're making up, to embrace and be playful with it. My hands are getting gripped onto again, and my chakra system's going off as I'm saying this. Be playful and embrace it, but then also, do our mental cleanup, and to detach from it and let it go. Well, first of all, allow what's real to take over the whatever forms we're playing pretend with in this, and then, allow that to shine through ourselves, and then through our made up external, and then eventually we allow ourselves to fully quote unquote wake up, and then we see that we were never here doing this, and then we are just allow where we always are, which is that 0 point oneness with zero duality, and that's where we always are. So that is what the point, that's the main point of all of this. As for you specifically, like as the character of Kirsten in this, um let's see here. Sorry, hang on. Sorry, just give me a moment. It's like I feel like I'm receiving different things in my head, but I'm just trying to figure out what's actually being said and what it is that I'm supposed to share, and I'm also like questioning myself a little bit too, because it's not very clear on what I'm receiving at the moment. So part of it too is because I'm putting like pressure on myself, because I'm nervous that I'm not going to be able to receive an answer for you. So I'm also blocking. So I'm surrendering that too. And I'm distracted. Hang on. Sorry. Just give me I'm distracted too. My lips just went really dry. So just give me a moment here. Sorry. My lips are like drying and feeling weird, and that's distracting me too. So I'm just gonna put on, and yes, I blot my lip chap or lip balm on, because I don't like to, like, I don't like wearing lipstick and stuff. It again, illusion, but it feels weird on my lips. I don't like it. So I blot a little bit on, just enough to do what I need it to do. So okay, what is Kirsten's destiny? Okay, seriously, I need to focus. What's Kirsten's quote unquote destiny, and anything about a romantic partner? My leg just got touched. Thank you. Okay, so what I'm receiving, and like what I am and have been receiving, and I've been delaying a little bit. Like I said, I've been trying to focus and really make sure that this is what's being said, because again, my ego's going off and judging it, because this is not an answer that she's looking for. It's too zoomed out. She's looking for the juicy, like specific details, and I'm feeling bad that that's not what I'm receiving right now. What I am receiving is very much along the lines of, again, I'm asking for help with my words, focusing in on there's my resistance kicking in, focusing in on you, continuing to quote unquote work on yourself, as in, embracing where you're at, like that mental cleanup stuff that we've been talking about, like embracing where you're at, fully facing it, fully feeling it, don't deny it, don't resist it. Like if you're angry, let yourself be angry. If you're scared, let yourself be scared. Like let yourself feel it, let yourself cry, turn to spirit and God and like yell at spirit and God if you need to, like let yourself feel it. But then when you're ready, do that mental cleanup, like I was explaining to you, like name the thought, name the feeling that you're having, and then follow that that thread and name the thought. And then in whatever form works for you, give that thought and feeling away to what is real, and then sit with truth for a moment. So things like, I'm not the body, I am beyond the illusion of space and time, all is God, all is love, all is well, everything is happening for me and all not against us. Separation isn't real. All things work together for good. Everything is okay. Duality doesn't exist. So like sit with truth like that for a moment, and then repeat as necessary, either same thought, same feeling, or different thought, same feeling, or different feeling, same thought, or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. And repeat as necessary, and then, continue to work on following love and joy, and continue to work on surrendering. Utilizing the phrase like, take this, clean it up for me, replace it with truth. I allow what's real to take over. If you're in a place of indecision, turning to spirit, God, source, our true self, and saying, show me, I don't know what to do. Show me and make it obvious. Show me what to do and make it obvious, and surrender that. And then there was also that level again, also of trust yourself. There's like that message feeling of, and I mean, you've been kind of communicating it to me, like, that there's a certain drive that you've been getting to do things, and trust yourself with that. At the same time, there's that reminder again as well of continue to, with that mental cleanup and whatnot, and with what you're being driven to do. My wrist just got gripped onto. Continue to work on being aware of if it's a prompt coming from our illusion tool of ego versus a prompt from spirit, God, our true self. And how we navigate that again is if it's a reflection, if it's loving, it's a reflection of truth and it's spirit speaking. But if it's not loving, if it's attack, if it's hurt, if it's judgment, that's ego speaking. Now, again, illusion tool of boundaries, absolutely okay to utilize those if the illusion needs surfaces, help where we can, absolutely. But it's just that reminder of, it just really feels like the point right now that they want you to focus on is not what is your destiny, because it's like there's that level where they can tell you like what's waiting here for you. At the same time, this is what I receive a lot when I ask questions like this, which is not a specific answer, because it goes into what's the ego going to do with it. And then we also, with the ego too, we do create our own blocks. So it's almost better for you not to consciously know right now, because then you're not going to get in your own way. And so it's very much, and again, my hand is being held onto so strong. I need to stop trying to talk with that hand. Very much that's, so like I said, very much that feeling of focusing on you doing this work, because you doing this work, quote unquote work, doing this mental cleanup, focusing on you doing all this, that is going to open up these quote unquote doors and allow more of what's actually here to flow through, and it will become more obvious, and it'll just happen for you, and you won't get in your own way to allow what is waiting here for you. And then I'm trying to focus in on the whole part of like, you're like, where is he? And I am feeling the laughter with that too. So what I'm getting with that too, and again, I know the ego is not going to like this, and I'm feeling bad, but I'm just going to be honest with what I'm receiving. I just heard like dually, like, let it be and come what may. And it's very much this feeling of, and okay, my foot just got held on to, which again, I appreciate the physical confirmation. So it very much feels like, again, doing everything that I just talked about and surrendering this and working on letting it go and not focusing it, because it could come in the form, it could come, see, I'm seeing it coming in either form. Well, the one form is ultimately what we're allowing. So there is that possibility where you are going to have a human partner, like a partner in the illusion of the human physical form. At the same time, you could allow it to come in a similar way that I am, like right now I've got like my spirit husband, but at the same time, it's very much, he's not even my spirit husband. He's me that I'm playing pretend with myself, and he's just a really good Instagram filter for God, a way to put it. It's love meeting me in the form of this character. And it's such an advantage when we allow it through this way, because there's in a sense less deprogramming to do because we don't have that physical human partner to detach from and work on that illusion of exclusivity and love when it comes to the physical form. Now I very much have my attachment when it comes to my quote unquote spirit husband in that form, but I also recognize we cannot love in opposition, and me calling him my spirit husband, that's an illusion gameplay. There is no husband and wife, and it's not exclusive. So when you have relationship with spirit rather than just the illusion human form, you're allowing relationship in a less filtered form of the oneness that we actually are. So there's an advantage to that in a sense. Not that anything's wrong or bad, but in a certain way, there's like that advantage because again, less deprogramming to do. So, and again, I'm just feeling like open doors. So that's why it's like, see, and then I just fuck off. Sorry. I'm not actually mad telling them to fuck off, but it just, so I received a name, but then I realized what name I received. So I knew I received the name Chris. And I was like, oh, so I just got a name of the guy that she's going to end up with. But then I realized what the name was, which is Chris, which is Christopher, which is Christ-like consciousness. So there you go. So like I said, it's not that you're not going to necessarily end up with someone in the illusion of the human physical form. It is the reminder that the whole point is to allow the real love that's here, which includes all, and it's non-exclusive in any way. But again, though, when you allow that through, it can come through in the form of a physical human. So it's again that whole aspect of not letting yourself get in your way. And then also when we can let go and detach from things, then we're open to receiving. So there's also that aspect. If I gave you anything specific right now, then you might anchor onto that and attach to it, and then which you could create your own blocks. So I hope that helps and makes sense. Let me know on that. So Gustav says, I hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much. My knee just got tickled. I appreciate that. I hope you've been having a good day too. As I said at the beginning of this, my day started off rough, but it turned around and I'm in a much better space. And it was all because I had work of my mental cleanup, but then I went into my meditation, and because the results of my mental cleanup, I got my experience that I did with God, which are our true self taking over, and now I'm feeling good. So I'm very grateful for that. And then Kirsten says, no, like walking and shit. Oh, like, are you talking about like circling back to how I play with spirit? And you're asking, you're saying, so I don't go for walks? I used to go for walks. I'm struggling. I'm in the illusion of struggling with that right now for various reasons. So I'm working on going back to that. But yes, I used to go on walks, and I would see and receive things from spirit, God, our true self, from, seeing like Genie's face, Genie, like Robin Williams' Genie's face in the clouds from Aladdin, to those little like take a book, leave a book libraries. Like there'd be certain books in there like that I knew was from spirit. Like one was Chicken Soup for the Soul, Angels and Something. And then another one was, I always wanted, oh my God, what's the Stephen Hawking book about time? I can't remember what the actual title is right now, but I always wanted that. And I received from one of those things. It wasn't the actual book, like the main book that he wrote, but it was like a book that's associated with that book by him. It has to do with that book. So that was really cool. So, yeah, I have received things when I have gone for walks, and I'm struggling to get to be in that space with it, like illusion of struggle. So working on getting back to that. And then Kirsten saying, you see signs everywhere, signs in everything. It's sweet. It's interesting because it's not, I don't purposely like look around and go, okay, what's there? What is this? What spirit trying to like show me? I don't focus on things like that. Like I'm not intentionally trying to look for and receive things. It's just, with where I'm at now with my awareness level, like I'm very highly aware that everything is a metaphor, and it's become very obvious to me what the truth is underneath everything, and I can see what the metaphors are when it comes to either illusion and or truth. And then And then when I am walking and looking around and whatnot, it doesn't happen all the time, but there are times where, like I said, I will see things that I know are from spirit. Like, I know I've shared the picture, some of my display photos or whatever you call them for cover photos for my videos is a picture of a cloud in the shape of a heart in a blue sky. And I actually took that photo. This was like several years ago now, on my birthday, coming back from my birthday dinner at the restaurant that we were at, and we were driving, and I look up in the sky and there's this giant cloud in the shape of a heart, and I was like, I knew that was for me for my birthday. um, so I'm very grateful for that. It's yeah, it's we again, it's my allowing it, and it's all myself. But we do allow these things to shine through, and we do it more and more. The more we do that mental cleanup and whatnot. Kingdom spouse, a soulmate, really love you. I will stop question bombing you. No, please feel free, go ahead, ask questions. And it's, I'll just add, just to talk and add, that whole thing, snowflakes. Soulmates and twin flames. Somehow soulmates and twin flames mixed together came into snowflakes. But I mean, I'm kind of seeing how that makes sense, because like snowflakes are like pretty and they're cool, but then like they melt away and disappear. Well, I mean, like not disappear, they turn into water, but it's different forms that look like they're unique, but really it's, again, it's all one, like it's all one. So that's kind of funny, but that's just it with soulmates and twin flames. That's another thing that we can let go of. There are no such things as soulmates and twin flames, because for there to be soulmates and twin flames would mean that there has to be exclusive love, and it also means that there have to be duality, and that's just not truth. We can play with the illusion that they're these things, but if we want to allow what's real to take over, we have to let those concepts go. And again, this is where the look of mediumship in the spiritual community is going to start changing, as people start remembering this. They're going to start letting go of the whole thing of soulmates and twin flames. I'm in the illusion that it's difficult to do that. I like the idea of soulmates and whatnot, but I also know that that also brings the illusion of pain and drop downs, because it's saying this love is exclusive to these two souls. Well, what is even two souls? We're not separate souls. We're just not. We're playing pretend like we are. My foot just got tickled, but we're just not. So it's not bad or wrong. It's just not actual truth. And we're working on letting that go. So hi Catherine, how are you? And then so she's asking, any chance you have a message from my son for me? All right, let me take a look here. Just give me a second. I always need to take a sip of water before I do this. My mouth gets dry, but then it also helps me focus. Okay, a message from your son. Okay, let's see. So, okay, so I'm feeling the hold on my hands is more subtle. It's strongest right here. But then I'm also feeling, again, it's not that it's his versus my energy, it's all one energy, but in that illusion of his energy, I'm feeling his energy again going up my arms, and now my chakra system's going off, and again, it's mostly strong in my root and sacral chakra, and then again my crown chakra, like earlier, like right here, and feeling it right through the front of my face, head, and then into the tip of my tongue, and the top of my top front teeth. So again, I appreciate that, because I know that that's when that's happening, I am tapping into stuff, and it's confirmation on what I am receiving and about to receive. So I appreciate that. Now, did he? What I'm seeing is, and again, I'm working on trusting myself. I'm getting this wrong. I deeply apologize, and I'll refocus and try to wipe it clean again and whatnot. But I'm seeing like a baseball cap, and like a sort of like buzz cut hair. I don't know if his hair, if he wore a hat and his hair was like that at any point. But I am seeing that, and I'm seeing like a dark t-shirt. Um, I'm I'm being pulled back right now, not as in like being pulled back like to stop, but like as in I can feel I'm being held from behind. Like when someone like comes behind you, and they put their arms around you and they pull you into them. That's what's happening right now. Like it's actually like it's easier, like yeah, no, it's easier for me to sit back like this rather than sit forward. So I appreciate that. Um Sorry, I'm just keep checking to see if she's there, if she had answered about his hair and his hat. Um, Okay, let's see. Sorry, just give me a moment. Okay, now I'm feeling his quote unquote hand. It doesn't feel like a hand specifically at the moment, but I can tell that that's what it is. It's his hand on this shoulder, and this hand's being also held onto. And again, I'm feeling quote unquote his energy in this arm. It's like I can feel it flowing down my arm. It's almost like the energy flowing down in my arm is like then gripping around this hand. It's interesting. And right, thank you. And what I was feeling, thank you. He just tickled my knee, which is physical confirmation on what I'm receiving from him, for you about this. So, what the feeling also that I'm getting with it is, my stomach just got tickled. Him doing that with you, like him putting his hand on your shoulder, and that again, it's my foot just got tickled. Thank you. It's again, it's not that it's actually separate energy. It's not his versus yours. It is one energy within this illusion gameplay. Like again, I can feel like this is the same with you, like his quote unquote his energy going down your arm, and he's nodding. I'm seeing, and again, there's that matter of knowing that you can allow this, and if you have been or do notice you're feeling touches or you're sensing he's here again, there's that reminder for you as well, just like with Rhea, that trust yourself, that is him. He's tickling my knee. Was he kind of like, I don't know if she's still here, was he kind of like playful and like mischievous, but not in like a bratty mean way? It was like very much like to try and like just make people laugh and smile. Like I'm feeling like that energy off of him. He's kind of reminding me of Eric in a sense. So that's kind of funny. And then he's just saying, Mama, I love you. He's saying, I love you so much. And there's a laughter there. And the laughter, it almost feels like, for some reason, you can almost like, it's weird because it's like that feeling of like you question, it's not that you question if he loves you, but there's like a questioning there for some reason, and he's finding it funny. I don't know if there was anything that you guys had intention over. It almost feels like there was something that when we were playing with the illusion of him being in the physical, there might have been, my knees getting tickled, so I need to trust myself, that there was a moment at some point that there was tension between you guys, and it's like you feel like guilt over it, or like you're worried that there's a lingering there of something, like there's something that you're in tension over still about it. And I'm just feeling this laughter from him, and like that's where that like laughter comes in with the I love you, and I love you, and like it's all good, and like there's literally nothing to worry about. So that's what I'm receiving with that. So I hope that's all resonating and making sense. And again, this hand is just being gripped onto so strongly. And now I'm seeing him hugging you. He just like wrapped you up like in a big bear hug. And then he's laughing because, so I I got the message to say to you, like, I'll always be your son, like I'll always be your boy, I'll always be your son. But then he's laughing because he knows my mind jumped to, well, in truth though, like what is son versus mother? Like that's just a pretend costume character and story that doesn't even exist. And he's laughing, and I'm feeling like him just like kind of teasing at me about that. Like he's kind of like, yeah, of course you're gonna, like, not in a bad way, but like that very playful, like calling me out in a playful, not a bad calling me out, but being playful with me about like, yeah, you're gonna be the one to call me out on, this is what the truth of it is, kind of thing. So he's playing around with me with that. And yeah, it's just, again, just trust yourself, and that he just loves you very much, and that reminder, he is there with you always, he can't not be. And then uh that damn OJ is saying, hello, may I ask a question about the woman I'm interested in? Absolutely. and yeah, ask the question and we'll go from there. Catherine, if you're still there, I hope that all makes sense. And if you did leave but you come back again, I hope this all makes sense and resonates. And thank you for asking the question. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. And then I'm just going to call you S is saying hello, which is funny because I'm feeling Robin kicking with that hello. There's Robin kicking. And as soon as I read that right away, Robin and Mrs. Doubtfire with the cake on his face popping up, hello. So Robin saying hi. That's funny. And Kirsten saying, thanks so much. You're very welcome. Thank you very much. And then she's also saying, oh, yes, oneness, duh. You don't need to duh yourself. That's funny. No, I know the oneness. I can resist that still. Absolutely. And then she's saying, I get rainbows that way, I think, like with spirit and whatnot. Yeah, and the rainbows have definitely have metaphor as well with all of this, with ascension and whatnot. So then that damn OJ is saying, I'm wondering when Abby will reach out to me. Last time we talked was in May. I was a butthole. I replied and reached out a few times and haven't heard anything from her. Okay, so I'm going to take a sip of water again because my mouth is dry and it also helps me focus. And okay, I'll just see what I'm receiving, and then I'll explain whatever, if I need to explain what just popped in my head, because it was my own thought, but I'll explain that in a moment if I need to. Okay. So let me just look at it again. Wondering when Abby will reach out to you. Last time you talked in May, you were butthole, replied, reached out a few times, haven't heard anything from her. Okay. Okay, so my finger just got touched, which I appreciate because, again, they know I question myself. So right away, what I'm first receiving is give it time, and I can feel that, almost that, like, yeah, my knee just got touched. I can almost feel like that ego kick in of like, but I've already given it time. It's been since May, but I am getting that feeling of she's taking the space and time that she needs. And then there's that reminder there as well, which this will always come with messages like this when working with me, because this is what's important, because we navigate through, even with this, it's a costume character, a story that we're choosing to make up and play with. It's oneself playing pretend with oneself, and it all comes from our thoughts, feelings, intentions, beliefs, knowings, where we put our focus, all of that. So this part's really important. So the reminder is there as well with you to do the mental cleanup with this, where you're feeling tension in any form, thought or feeling about this, sit and do that mental cleanup. So again, name the feeling, follow the thread, name the thought. So for example, it could be distress, and then the thought would be, I was a butthole, and just like leave it there. You could continue on, but try and leave it at that base first thought, and then whatever form works for you, give it away to what we truly are. So for me, what I've been doing for quite a while now is I'm in a visual where it's like a big open field, blue sky, and I've got like a sword dagger in my hand, and the sword dagger represents the thought and the feeling, and I put it in the ground, stab it in the ground, which represents our true self, and I say, take it, clean it up for me. My toe just got tickled. Thank you. Take it, clean it up for me, replace it with truth. I allow it's real to take over. And then I say, sorry, and then I sit with truth. So again, I'm not the body, I'm beyond space and time. All is well, all things work together for good. I'm home now, all is God. I'm loved, loving, and lovable always, as is all. Just truth like that. Just sit with that for a moment, and then repeat as necessary. Like I said, either same thought, same feeling, different thought, same feeling, different feeling, same thought, however feels right for you. And so repeat as necessary, but then, continue to work on following joy and love, and continue to work on surrendering. So that's really, really, really important, doing that mental cleanup with, not with just this, but with anything that you're getting tension over, feeling tension in any kind of way, from within to anything you see in your external. So that is definitely, that reminder is there, because that is important. And then the ego's not going to like this part, but it's important to do that as well, because then you can be at peace regardless of what happens. Because there's that reminder there, like, again, illusion tool of boundaries is okay to utilize that if the illusion needs surfaces. help where we can, you know, not purposely being a shit disturber, working on operating from love rather than ego, thy will versus my will, absolutely. At the same time, there's that reminder of no wrong has ever been done and we're not judged in any way ever. So doing that mental cleanup and allowing the peace that we actually are, it's part of our true state of being, allowing that. And then regardless of what happens, whether you hear from her again or not, and if you hear from her again, whatever she says or doesn't say, you'll be at peace regardless. And that's like one of the big goals that we're working on in this, like Kirsten was just talking about, what's my destiny. That's part of what we're here to do, is to allow that peace that we actually are. So this is really important. Again, the ego is going to be like, okay, well, what's the actual answer? Like, when am I going to hear from her and what will she maybe say? I'm going to see if I can get a timeline, but I know that that's the main stuff that's really to be focused on, because everything else we're making up. And timeline stuff is tricky because, again, we're constantly shifting dreams, however you want to call it, dreams, illusions, whatever you want to call it, we're constantly shifting. And again, we make up what we choose, and we choose to navigate through what we do. So timeline stuff can be a little tricky. Plus, again, time's not linear, and that's a lot. That's something we're allowing to kick in as well. Everything is now. So is that I'm just seeing if I can get some sort of timeline. If I end up being wrong about this, I do apologize. What I'm seeing and feeling, and I'm actually, it's making my, like, right all in here just feel weird, not bad, but just like it's going off in this area, my crown chakra. I am feeling like within the next 6 months. Again, I want to question it, and it feels like there's a level where you might not hear from her again. But when I did focus in on a timeline of when will you, immediately I felt 6 months. So, but like I said, the big point is to do that mental cleanup. So, so let me know if that resonates and helps. I appreciate you asking that. Thank you very much. And then Teresa is asking, do you talk with Eric Medhus? I do. He is my main spirit guide. There is no one spirit guide versus another. There's no spirit team versus another. But in my illusion role-playing game, him and Robin Williams are my two main spirit guides. He is my number one. He's also my spirit husband. No, I am not associated with that channel in any way. I don't work with them. I'm not affiliated with them. So legally, there's nothing there on that end. But yes, he is my main spirit guide. I do work with him. And I actually started having dreams, which they're just as quote unquote real as this, for about a year before I'd even ever heard about him. I was having these dreams of this tall, thin dude with dark curly hair, wearing baseball caps and white hoodies and jeans, holding me in different beds and walking around holding my hand and saying intimate things to me. I had no idea. I was like, who is this amazing guy that I've never heard of that just wants to hold me? And then a year later, that's when I found out about him. So that there's a whole big story with him and I, and there's been signs of him my entire life, and I just didn't know until a year into my awakening. So that was really cool, and I appreciate it. So yeah. And then that damn OJ, I meant apologize, not replied. I'm not sure. You apologized. Okay. But that didn't alter the message I was receiving, so that's okay. And then that damn OJ saying, so it's not over between Abby and I. I did, like I said, I got a 6 months, but there was also a feeling, though. It's weird because, like I said, I did see and feel like it's a feel 6 months. And like I said, when I got that, my crown chakra right through was going off. And that's usually a sign that I'm tapping into something. But there's also that level of that I felt like you might not hear from her again. But my crown chakra went off when I got 6 months. So I'm getting a within 6 months. But then, like I said, we're constantly shifting and we make this up. So, it is important to do that mental cleanup so you're at peace regardless of what happens. So I hope I'm right in the 6 months, and if I end up getting that wrong, I deeply apologize, but I'm just gonna be honest and say what I'm receiving and go from there. So, and And again, thank you for asking. And then Steve, hi Steve, how are you? He asked, if you have time, I'd like to know if you can pick up on my parents or anyone else who may be around me and if they have any guidance for me at this particular time in my life. All right, oh my God, sorry. My chakra system just went off, especially my root and sacral chakra again just went off. And then my crown chakra just went off really strongly immediately as I finished reading that. And then the grip, I just got gripped onto on I'm sitting cross-legged and my right foot just got gripped onto like so strongly again. Like I could just feel like this, and like, again, it's all one energy, but feel that energy just go whoomp right into my foot. And again, it doesn't hurt. It feels weird, but good. And it's a little tickly. And now this hand is being held onto. It feels very light, but I can feel it's being held onto. And again, it's actually I can feel the energy going up my arm and into my neck up here and then right into the side. It's like in the side. I'm literally feeling it on like this part of my tongue. It's, again, it doesn't hurt. It feels a little weird. It also kind of feels good, but it's like tickly feeling. And again, I appreciate all that because, again, physical confirmation on what I'm receiving and what I'm about to receive. So let me just look at this again. Like to know if I could pick up on your parents or anyone else who may be around you and if they have any guidance for me at this particular time in your life. Okay. Oh my God. See, again, my chakra system just going off so strongly with that. Whoo. Okay. What's being said? So right away, I'm just seeing you being pulled into like a big bear hug between both your parents. You're like being like sandwiched in them, like not like side by side, like they're both in front of you and like you're like in the middle of both of them, but and like they're holding you. Okay, so I don't know if this is going to resonate on a more personal level between you guys. I do know like what the zoomed out stuff is. I am hearing it just because I started seeing like a river and stuff, and then I'm hearing in my head like row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. And so I don't know if that has anything to do significantly on a personal end with you. Zooming out, and zooming out, I can feel the zoomed out. Sorry. Oh my God. This is making my chakra system go off quite strongly. Holy poop. Again, not bad. It just feels weird and different. It's not bad. It's just strong. So I can feel, and my knee just got touched. Thank you. And my foot. So I can feel the message that's coming with that, is more zoomed out, which is, it's like that again, like a quote unquote reassurance, like a nod to, you know, you are allowing more of this quote unquote natural flow, not quote unquote, you're allowing more of this natural flow to take over, and you're letting yourself sail gently down the stream. things have started, and if they haven't started, are going to start being more gentle for you. My foot's being touched right now as I'm saying that. And now my knee just got touched. Thank you. So I'm hearing like, go with the flow, let yourself go with the flow. I'm asking for help with my words. There's this feeling that comes along with, again, there's no judgment. It's just with the guidance and whatnot. I'm getting this feeling of like, there's like a resistance with you in certain cases when it comes to the natural flow, either with prompts of things that you're getting of things to do, like instructions, directions, guidance, like within yourself, like natural feelings of doing something that you feel like you're getting a prompt or a guidance to do. And you might not recognize it as a guidance necessarily, but like there's that drive to do certain things, and whatnot. And again, as long as it's loving, that's a reflection of truth, and like, go with that. So as long as it's loving, I feel like there might be like, you have moments of that, but then there's like resistance that kicks in, which is fine. We all do it. But there's that gentle reminder there of like, let yourself go with that natural flow. Like, again, do that mental cleanup on that resistance and surrender that resistance. And there's that, and my hand, the influx of the grip on my hand just increased, like it just influxed. And again, there's that message of like you can lean on them and talk to them about it too. They're right there. So trusting yourself and trusting the flow, trusting what's actually real to take over, and knowing that it's going to be okay. And then okay, I did also get the prompt to pull for you from my Angels of Light deck here. This deck is really good for when it comes to guidance and suggestions. And so usually, okay, so 2 were just left in the box, and usually when I pull them out and anything's left in the box, as long as it's not more than 3, I take that as I'm supposed to share those. But I'm still going to shuffle. I'm going to shuffle 3 times and see if anything else falls out for you. So any guidance for Steve here. It's 1, but again, they know no more than 3 cards to come out at once. 2, last chance. Oh, as I said, last chance, 2 just popped out. That's funny. So we got 2 more that popped out. That's funny. Okay, so all right, so the first 2 that were left in the box, again, you might not be able to. So before I get into this, how I work with cards is it gets highlighted to me what I'm to read or what I'm to alter on what's being said on the card, like go into what the deeper actual truth that's being said. But then I also receive physical touches for confirmation, and then I'll receive not sometimes, well, sometimes then I receive as well inside myself. So the ones that were left in the box was, first of all, was joy. So again, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, and I think it might be backwards, but you got joy. So it's talking about here, it's talking about joy comes from, the wording is a little different, but essentially what it's talking about is how joy comes from what we truly are. It's part of our true state of being. So there's guidance there so it says here to cultivate this quality by seeking the divine in every situation, which is a big part of what we're here to do, which is to, again, allow what's real to shine through ourselves, and then we project that out and have it reflect back in our external. And everything is God, love, source. We are just choosing to mask it with these costumes, characters, and stories. So there's that guidance there of working on seeing underneath the costumes, characters, and stories the true beingness that we actually are together as one. So yeah, and then the next sentence says, look beyond the surface and seek the light in the heart of each person. Because again, the persons, each persons, it's all you, it's all oneself that's just playing pretend, and it's all love. So look beyond the surface of the costumes, the characters, the stories. And that will just, again, when you're able to do that, it's talking about you will become aware of the wonder of creation, and joy will ignite your life. Delight in everything, for joy is a key to enlightenment and joy life. So again, it's because joy is a part of our true state of being. And when we, again, it's like I was kind of saying earlier, what we navigate through comes from what we choose to, choose what thoughts we choose to cling to, what feelings we choose to cling to, and one of the things is also what we choose to focus on. So working on focusing on, yes, embracing where we're playing pretend at, but then working on anchoring onto truth and working on looking and seeing what's true underneath everyone and everything, which is this love that we are. And as we do that, again, we let it shine through ourselves, and then we project it out and have it reflect back, and then we melt away this illusion of pain and attack and separation. And then just be in a place of playful, childlike wonder and awe with all of this. So that was the first one. And then the second card that was in the box, again, don't know how well you'll be able to see it, and it's probably backwards, but it's introspection. So again, this is interesting because it's sort of kind of like confirming what I was talking about doing that mental cleanup. It's talking about taking time with yourself to go within, and it's talking about reviewing your life, but it's not that you have to necessarily sit down and go back and think about your entire past. In fact, there's an advantage when we're not focusing on the past because there is no past. However, it is that reminder of making sure you do take the time to do the mental cleanup on things that surface that cause you tension, from stuff within yourself to everything is from externals coming from within. But like if you're navigating through something external that you're seeing, or something's happening with you and it's causing tension, that's opportunity to do mental cleanup as well. If you can't do it right away, that's okay. That's where this is saying, take the time when you're ready to sit there by yourself, go within, do that mental cleanup. And then I'm just seeing here what else is being highlighted. And then, yeah, and then it gives you that space to Again, you can incorporate the previous card in it, working on seeing what's real, the divine underneath everyone and everything. And as you do that, like, and you focus on home, our true self, and what's real, that gives you a place of rest and peace. Even if it's just for a moment, you're focusing on what's real, and that gives you, even if you're not consciously realizing it, it does become more obvious over time that you're giving yourself that rest and peace. One example is what I was talking about at the beginning of this. If you weren't around when I upload this, go back and watch it, and I even made a post on my YouTube where you can just read it if you don't want to watch this. And that's one example of allowing more of what's real and allowing that peace. Like, I won't get into it, but let's just say the anxiety, the illusion of anxiety I was dealing with, gone like instantly. And this can help with allowing that. And then it also, and during when you're focusing within, again, it's, you are tapping into, you're starting to allow the remembrance of what we actually are, and what we actually are, our true power and limitlessness is safe because it's equal and shared. And you do start to tap into and even allow that through when you do this, and the more you do it. So yeah, that's essentially what's being said with that card. So there you go with that one. And then the two cards that again, that was funny. I said, all right, last chance or whatever, and then immediately they popped out. So the first one here is forgiveness. And again, don't know how you can see it, but still want to show you anyway. So again, first, there's before I even really get into what the card's being said, there's that reminder there again of no forgiveness is ever needed, because again, no wrong is ever being done. It can be a helpful tool. At the same time, one of the things we can bypass is forgiveness if we can tap into and allow the fact that no wrong is ever being done. I don't need to forgive anybody, and I don't need to forgive myself, because no one's done me wrong and I haven't done wrong. Right now, with an illusion, can it be helpful while we're playing with the illusion of healing and whatnot? Absolutely. So if you want to utilize that, absolutely. And this is going to kind of probably tap into that as well. So it's the first thing that it's giving you the reminder of is any quote unquote challenging people or situations. So any people or situations that are causing the illusion of tension or suffering or upset or attack. There now, everyone is equally a student and a teacher, but it's the reminder focusing on this. They're teachers. And it's not, the next line is saying without them your soul would not grow. There is no soul growth, because the soul doesn't grow. We're whole, holy, and perfect in what we always are. But within this, they are important teachers. Everyone is important teacher, but focusing on them, they're important teachers in the sense that, first of all, they're helping us because they're reflections of ourselves. So they are reflections of the ego lies that we're choosing to cling to, and they're coming out in these metaphorical forms. So it's opportunity to, again, do what these cards were saying, which is, go within, do that mental cleanup, and also look for what's real underneath it all. And so they're really good for doing that, which then in the end helps remind us and see what we actually are, because then we can let go of what we're not. Ding. And then yeah, there's guidance there to let go of hurt, resentment, and anger of the quote unquote past. So again, because there is, like, the big thing is because there is no past. So anything that surfaces when it comes to your past, if it does surface and you're feeling that tension, do that mental cleanup to let that go, because again, it's not real, and it's a pretend block that we're using to mask what's actually here. Let's see here. I'm just seeing what else is being highlighted. Right. Oh, that's cool. So the last part here, the very last part here says what I just said at the beginning of this. When you love unconditionally, there is nothing to forgive. Love is forgiving, so open your heart and give love. Well, first of all, love is what is, so it's not really like a giving, receiving, and it's not a feeling, it just is, but that's okay. What's interesting though is when you love unconditionally, there is nothing to forgive. That's what I just said at the beginning of this. No forgiveness is needed. So operate on working from love, work on operating from unconditional love. And in the meantime, it's okay if, we fall into the ego lies. I was today, but there's that reminder there of no forgiveness is actually needed, but work on, and work on, again, like we were talking about, seeing the divine and whatnot underneath all. So that's really cool. And then the last one here, the second card that had popped out is surrender. Um, again, what you resist persists. So again, that's why the first part is fully face, feel, and embrace where we're playing pretend at. Like, don't resist it, don't deny it, and then be in a place of childlike wonder on play with it, you know. And then it talks about asking your angels to help you dissolve all the resistance of your ego, which is funny because I mentioned about the resistance earlier, that you might be holding on to resistance and working on letting that go. So it's talking, you know, the inner conflict and struggle, the rigid mindsets and habits, so they can flood your life with higher truth and joy. So essentially, again, that's a bit more of a zoomed down way of talking about what I've been saying this whole time. Do the mental cleanup to surrender to what's real, surrender what isn't real to what is, to allow what is to take over. That's essentially what that's saying, just in a more zoomed down way. And then it's talking about when you do this, essentially what we really truly are is not just available to you, but you allow that to take over and shine through, and you feel it and be it. So vitality, inner peace, harmony, love, that, like, you allow that, and that's what is, and that's your life. Because that is life, that is what we are. Oh, this is funny. Remember I was getting row your boat now. So flow, and I was saying it's like the natural flow and you are allowing it. So it says here, so flow with the pace of life. So there you go. That circled around. That's really funny. So go with the natural flow, allow the natural flow, do your mental cleanup when you're feeling that resistance, relax, tune into what you truly are, focus on that, and trust yourself, but remember, and trust the guidance you're receiving, but remember, if it's not loving, it's not spirit, it's ego. And yeah, there you go. So that's actually really cool, and I appreciate that. Thank you. So I hope all that resonates. And again, I'm just seeing your parents just giving you a really big hug, and just that reminder of trust yourself again. And I'm not seeing anyone specific. It's more just like light, but I'm just seeing you surrounded by like just light, and I can just feel like all your family and all your friends, like everyone, and just like not even them, everyone is there. Because again, there's also that reminder for you that just because we're playing with someone in the illusion of the physical doesn't mean they're not there with you right now as well. So you don't need to be in the illusion of someone transitioning out of this in order to interact with them in the way of spirit. So I'll use myself as an example. I have a friend here in person who I can actually see in person, but I have heard her speak in my head, and I have felt her hold my hand without her physical character being here. So you can allow that with anyone and everyone, and that's what I'm seeing in this light surrounding you. It's literally, the feeling first is like friends and family, but then when you zoom out from that, it's literally all, because all is one and we cannot be separated. We're not separate souls. So I hope that resonates and helps, and thank you for asking. I really appreciate it. And then that damn OJ says thank you. Teresa Messenger says interesting. And then she asks, I'm wondering if Eric was instrumental in my parents visiting me from the grave. They were little yellow orbs and spoke clearly. I want to give credit if so, and do I have any abilities to work on? So I don't even need to tune into channeling to answer this. The answer is, you can play with the illusion that Eric had something to do with it, but in truth, it's all you. It's you. Like, even I'll use I language. It's all me. I allow energy to play. All is energy that I'm one with, playing as I allow. So even with Eric, he's just a costume character and story that I'm making up, and he's playing as I allow. Even with Tally, like, this costume character and story doesn't exist. It's a story that oneself is making up. So at the end of the day, like, this is where, like, people talk about taking your power back. Your power is never given away or taken away from you. Taking your power back is taking full responsibility over all of this, and in no way that it's like right or wrong or good or bad, but in the sense that this is a dream you're making up, and it's all you. So it doesn't have to do with some other spirit or some other form of someone else did something to influence any of this. That was you allowing your parents to shine through in that form. And again, trust yourself. As long as it's loving, it's a reflection of truth. So it's all you. You allowed that. Give yourself credit. Be proud of yourself. You allowed that. Like, that's amazing. You allowed that. That was you, you know? So embrace that and give yourself that credit. Like you said, you want to give credit, give yourself that credit. That was you that allowed that. So good job. And I'm starting to drool. So there you go. And then you're asking if you have any abilities to work on. Again, it's funny that you're asking that, because I had just said with the previous channeling that I was just doing, about how our true power and limitlessness is safe because it's equal and shared. So yes, you do have abilities to work on, because everyone can do everything. There is no separate abilities. Everything I can do, you can do, Eric can do, Robin can do, Steve can do, all of it, everyone, Yeshua, all of it. We're all one. So again, though, how do you work on it? How have I gotten to where I'm at with what I can do? Mental cleanup, man. It is so much more simple than what people have made it out to be. Like, if you want to do things like, burn sage and do energy clearing and all that, like, sure, like, if you're getting the prompt to, like, there's nothing wrong with that. Everything's helpful, but it's a temporary band-aid solution, unless you're doing it with the intention of that this is just another metaphorical form of my letting go of what isn't real to allow what is. So again, how you allow what is here, and these shared abilities, because again, we want to do it from thy will, not my will. It's safe because it's equal and shared. When we go play it with my will, that's when we go into the illusion of attack and pain, and some can and some can't, some have and some have not. So it has to be under thy will. I still run off of ego with this stuff, but I'm working on it. But working on that mental cleanup and working on allowing it to come from thy will. So not trying to be specific in what you can do and how long it's going to take you to get there. Like, I'll fall into that. Like, I'll be like, okay, I know that we've got the ability to fly, and I know telekinesis is a thing. Like, when can I do that, and will I be able to do that? But I gotta let that go, and then learning to be at peace regardless of what I can and can't do, or in the illusion of can and can't do. And ultimately, at the end of all of this, there's no beginning or end, but ultimately our quote unquote goal is to allow what we truly are, and what we truly are is limitless within thy will. So yes, you do have abilities to work on. Do that mental cleanup, and then practice channeling for yourself and other people. Like, I started off, I don't need them anymore. Like, I mean, I still turn to them sometimes. They can be still helpful for me, but like, again, I don't focus necessarily on exactly what's being said. But I mean, get yourself different card decks, play around with those. One of the things I mentioned earlier that is really easy to do is opening up a playlist and just turning to. Now, again, if I turn to Eric specifically, I always do it with, even if I don't say it out loud, I always do it with the acknowledgement that it's all God, source, our true self, just me playing pretend with myself. It's all me. So turning to whatever character you want, spirit, God, our true self, and just saying, play DJ and hit shuffle, and let them play around with you like that. So just start practicing in small ways, but also along with it, like doing that mental cleanup, that's what's going to get you to start allowing this stuff online. So you do have abilities, absolutely, and that's how you start bringing it online. So so the next one here, Mega Pianist, is saying, hi, how are you? She's asking, if possible, can you connect with my mom if she has any message? Okay, let's see here. Again, gotta take my sip of water. Okay, connect with your mom. And I just gotta actually turn my fan down because I'm starting to feel a little cold, and that's distracting me. All right. Okay. Let me just look at it again. Hi, if possible, can you connect with my mom if she has any message? Sorry. Excuse me. Sorry, hang on. I'm a little distracted with my body temperature, my mouth being dry, and my lips being dry. So just give me a second to get myself settled, and so I can focus properly. Okay, so Mega Pianist, connect with your mom if you have any message. Okay, my foot's getting tickled, which I appreciate, so thank you. Again, confirmation on what I'm about to receive, so thank you for that. Okay, so this song has been playing in my head off and on the past day or so, but it just started kicking in again right now, so I'm gonna share it with you. It's Counting Stars by, who is that? Is it One Republic? It's that song Counting Stars, and it's the part where it goes, I'm hearing, so it's kind of two parts. It's like, the baby, I've been losing sleep thinking about the things that we could be. And then the part where it goes, instead of counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. So what's coming with that, the feeling that's coming with that is the feeling message that's coming along with that is, so with the first part, sorry, my lips are really bothering me. Um, Sorry. So with the first part, I've been losing sleep thinking about things that we could be. It's not that it's there's no it's not in any way where your mom is saying that she's in a place of distress or anything like that. It's not that. I mean, we don't need sleep. She doesn't need sleep. That's not the point. She's totally good. It's the whole aspect of, I'm feeling excitement with that. Like, I like that whole, I've been losing sleep because of excitement. So it's not, again, not that she's actually losing sleep, but it's the joy that's like, like I can't sleep because I'm so excited and there's joy. My nose is being played with as I'm saying this. Thank you. So it's the joy that's there, and again, because the next part is thinking about things that we could be. So again, it's that, because it's that reminder of, you are so much more than this. And again, you not only are allowing it, but you do allow it, and it's what you are. And there's just that so much excitement and joy of, like, of all of what we actually are together, and being that with you. Which then does flow into, in a certain way, in the next part, which is, instead of counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. So it's that whole point of, my foot just got tickled. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's the whole point and reminder of, you know, the material. It's not that we're not going to necessarily play with it, but the material becomes less and less significant, and you stop focusing so much. So you start focusing less on the material and more on what's truly here. So instead of counting dollars, you're counting quote unquote stars. So it's not literally that you're counting dollars versus stars, but it's that metaphor of, going from focusing on the material and the ego illusion to focusing in on, oh my god, my hands are getting gripped again, I just need to let them rest because it's easier than trying to move them. Focus, instead of focusing in on what's not real, focusing in on what's actually real. And then again, that circles back to that excitement and the joy of what we actually are, like what we're here. And then there's that feeling of her going, like, let me show you, like, let me show you what's really here. There's an excitement there. And again, always, as always with these, there's that I love you so much. That's I always get that with those, in the back of my neck's getting gripped onto now. um and again, I'm seeing you being hugged. um Sorry, just give me a second. The song's playing in my head again, and my fingers being played with. um Sorry, I'm asking for something, like something further, something else than that. So just give me a moment. And my foot just got tickled again, so I do feel like there's something else there. It's just, it's not coming through yet. So just bear with me here. Okay, my pinky finger's tingling with this because I was questioning what I'm receiving. Then my pinky finger started tingling, so I'm gonna, again, trust myself and go with it. I'm getting a visual of, it's like you as a child playing, like making a big sand castle in the sand, at like a beach. It's not like a sandbox. It's like a beach setting. Um, I'm just seeing like you with like a little shovel, like, and the at least the shovel part and the handle is red. Again, I don't know if any of that will resonate on a personal level, but my side just got tickled, so, which I appreciate, because again, that would be confirmation on what I'm receiving. Um, And the feeling with that is playfulness. And it feels like an invite for you to go into a visual like that, and you don't have to see yourself as a child, but there's that invite to you can if you want, because that can help you tap into that childlike playfulness. So there's that invite to put yourself in this visual of you like a child, or however you want to visualize yourself, and or if it might just be through your eyes, POV kind of thing, where you're building the sandcastle, but then your mom is there, and now I'm feeling like the rest of spirit kicking in too, so you can allow that. But your mom being there and just spending time with her, I just saw her pull you into her lap, and you're sitting with her while she's holding you, and you're just being together, and just saw her kissing at, like, like your temple kind of area, and that also feels like, again, it's you allowing it, and you're the one that quote unquote activates yourself. It's just there's that level of, like, I'm asking for help with my words, where we play with the illusion of being activated. It feels like there was like some sort of, like, is that like the temple area? There was like a quote unquote work on being done, but I say that with the recognition of that's you technically with yourself, because we're all one and it's all God playing with itself. Um, so yeah, there's definitely that. And it feels like I feel like I'm getting, yeah, my wrist is getting stroked. So there's that direction there too, to just kind of leave it at that and let you sit with that visual, and whatnot. So I hope that resonates and makes sense and helps and whatnot. And thank you also for asking. I appreciate that. Steve is saying thank you. That makes complete sense. That's amazing. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. And Excalibur is saying hi Excalibur. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining. And then Teresa is saying this is deep, deep, deep. I hope that's a good thing. um, that's awesome. Thank you for that. And then Kirsten saying Tally knows a lot. I always learn here. Wise AF. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now remember, we're all equally wise. Like what I'm saying, like, this is nothing that isn't within all of you. I'm not the only one that talks this way. You remember, like, we are one. This is you talking to yourself. So my wisdom is your wisdom is my wisdom. It's all the same. So giving you that reminder there too. And then Mega Pianist is saying hi again. And thank you again for asking the question that you did. And then the Mega Pianist is also saying thank you so much. You're so very welcome. Kirsten, Coldplay. That was Coldplay, Counting Stars. Okay, you know what? I was going to say Coldplay, but I had One Republic in my head, so I went with that, even though initially, like, I thought Coldplay, but then I went with One Republic. This is where I shouldn't have switched that up. So thank you. And then Diane, I'm just going to say Diane Lyons. Diane is saying, lovely to join tonight. Do you have a reading for me, please? Hi, Diane. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. A reading for you. So I'm guessing you're just looking for something, a general message. So let's just see. Again, I always need to take my sip of water. It just dry mouth and helps me focus. So, okay, let's see. Message for Diane. Just bear with me. Okay, my ear is being played with. There's like a pressure and a tingling right here. So again, I appreciate that, because that's physical confirmation on what I'm about to receive. It just might take a minute for me to actually receive it. So just bear with me. Okay. Again, you can tell me if this resonates or not. Now, I'm going to preface saying this is not in any way a bad thing. If anything comes through that doesn't feel good and whatnot, I know that it's ego speaking, and I know what I'm receiving right now. It's not bad. It's a metaphor. So just bear with me with what you're about to hear, and I'll explain. It's going to make sense in a second. So right away, I'm getting I'm feeling within myself, it feels like the urge to throw up, or that I am throwing up. And again, it's not that it's bad. What's coming with that is that feeling of purging, like it's a purge, a letting go. And this actually happens with me often, especially lately in the past several months, when I'm in a place of something that is, my illusion ego being triggered, or you know, I'm in a place of like all of a sudden, like I'll just internally, like I'll be in a visual and I'll physically feel, it doesn't actually physically happen, but in the visual I'll start throw all of a sudden out of nowhere, like just start throwing up, and I'll physically feel like I'm throwing up even though I'm physically not. And it's a letting go of things. And so again, you can tell me if this resonates or not, but it feels like there has been, or if it hasn't started already, that there's going to be um this like a purging that you're going to do. And it might not necessarily be that you actually are throwing up, but it does feel like that you're allowing and or going to allow a purging of, again, what's not real to allow what is. And there's just so much. So this is making me want to cry because it just feels so powerful. And this, again, my ear is just so strongly, it's like being held, like this pressure tingly. Again, doesn't feel bad or anything, it's just strong. And this makes me feel like crying because, again, it's not bad, it just feels powerful. Just so much support for you with this, like so much support. You're so loved, you're so held, you're so carried, you're so guided. And it's like it's gonna be okay, and it is okay. And again, the feeling of so much significance, like how important it is that you are like doing or going to allow this quote unquote purging. Again, it's the metaphor of letting go of what isn't real to allow it, is this hand is getting gripped onto so strongly again. So that's why I was getting that feeling. Again, like I said, it's nothing bad, in fact it's significant. But I know that it might have sounded freaky at first, which is why I wanted to preface saying, just so you know, it's not bad, but bear with me with what you're about to hear. So sorry, I just wanted to double check and see if there was anything being said. So sorry, just give me a second here. So along with that, then I'm also feeling like that feeling of like just rest, like let yourself rest too. Like if you feel like you need to rest and you need some sleep, if you need to take naps, like let yourself, you know, like again, mental cleanup if we're in a place of any kind of form of tension or distress or whatever. At the same time, like listening to yourself, and if you're feeling tired, like let yourself sleep. If you feel like you need to take time alone, let yourself take time. Let yourself take time alone. And talk with spirit, God, or whatever characters that, in the form, like spirit in the form of whatever characters that you want, you know. Lean on them and surrender it, which is us, our true self, God, source, which is our true self. It feels like, yeah, it feels like there's like a turning point for you right now with this. Like it feels like you're hitting a turning point, like you're allowing like a shift to start taking place. Like we're always shifting, but like some shifts are more obvious than others, and this one feels like there's a big shift or turning point that's coming, quote unquote, coming online for you. Oh my god, my chakra system just went off, and this hand's now being held on to again, and the influx of the grip on this hand just happened. Let yourself be held, let yourself be carried. Know that it's okay. You got this. And oh, and then so Diane just said, yeah, I'm with you 100%. Oh, awesome. That's awesome. So that resonates then. That's great. And I am getting the urge with you now too to pull from my Archangel deck. Now, again, there is no Archangel versus Angel versus Starseed versus Earth. Like it's all Spirit, God, our true self, and those are all just pretend role-playing games. That being said, there's also usually like guidance and whatnot with these too, and just in the form of characters that might want to step forward, like, which is again us playing pretend with ourselves, but any character that might want to step forward, like giving you that reminder of like all is here, and in that all I can come through in this form. So I'm getting that urge to pull from here for you with that. So oh, I just had 3 just flip over all together at once. And again, I won't do more than 3 at once, but that was 3. So I'll shuffle one more time, but I kind of feel like that's going to be it. Let's see. Yeah, that was it. I had a feeling it was. Okay, so again, with cards, I go with what's being highlighted in the book, or sometimes what's written down is reworded in my head. And then I also get physical touches for confirmation. And then I also receive within myself. So, and just bear with me, because the way that this book is set up, I can have a hard time finding the names sometimes, but so far I think it should be. There we go. Okay, so the first one here. Now again, we're doing this with the acknowledgement, recognition, and acceptance that it's all oneself, playing pretend with oneself. It's all God. There are no, again, one archangel versus another. Like, I won't go through about like what this archangel can do and where they're located, because that is a complete ego lie story. We all have the same shared abilities and limitlessness, and there is no here versus there. It's all is always here now, always, and that's what we're to anchor onto and focus on as truth. So I'm not gonna look into that. But so the first one here is, and I know we laugh so hard at me when I'm trying to say some of these damn names, so I'm not even gonna try and say it. It's Archangel Fhelyaa, so we're gonna call him Archangel F. Because I don't know, I have no idea how to say that name. So we're just gonna say that, Archangel F. Now let's see here. Okay, so again, I'm just seeing what I know I'm to not share, and then just trying to find what's being highlighted. Let's see here. Okay, so this is a very, I'm really not being prompted to read what's actually in the book, because it's very much ego stuff that's in here, ego gameplay, which again isn't wrong or bad, but that's just not, I'm not here to play it that way anymore, and I'm not here to share the ego lie stories as truth. With that being said, so what is being highlighted underneath, so the truth message underneath this is, it's talking about, because it's focusing in on animals um comforting people and animals, and especially those people who don't honor animals. But that's all, again, ego lie gameplay. What's being highlighted is sense or see the unconditional love entering them and lighting them up with a higher understanding. Light to the transmit light into the hearts of people. So that is a more zoomed down way of saying what we kind of were talking about with one of the previous readings here, is working on seeing the light within all, because that is the truth of what everything is. So that's the reminder there. So yes, again, in this illusion, if the illusion tool of boundaries is in the illusion of needed, and help where we can, absolutely. Like, if you're getting that prompt to, maybe you have a prompt to work with animals or help animals, like, that's totally okay, go with that, absolutely. But the zoomed out reminder with this card, though, is working on, again, allowing yourself to see the light, which is just a way of saying what we truly are within everyone and everything. So let's see, and then it's talking about knowing that each time you do this, it comforts the animal and accelerates your ascension. Again, a very zoomed down way of saying, when you allow the peace that we actually are, we feel and be that peace that we actually are. And that does, this is why, again, we're guided to focus on the zoomed out stuff, even with this card here, not focus on the ego stories, because again, we can't bring what's not real to what is real. And it's not even bring, because there is no going to. But we got to let go of what's not real to allow what is. And again, what we navigate through and what we allow, is part of it comes from what we choose to focus on. So focusing in on the light. Oh, I just disconnected for a second, but I'm back. The light, the truth, the love that actually is. Oh, and you just recently, that's interesting, because so Danielle, sorry, Danielle, I just said it, Danielle, Diane, Diane, is saying that, so she said, I'm getting shivers. That's cool. But then she says, I've lost 2 rabbits and I've lost my cat recently. I miss them so much. So there we go. That's also because it's a cat that she's sitting beside. There you go. So your cat's kicking in there. That's why it's also, so it's not only that message, but the animal card. That's why your cat's kicking in. Your cat wasn't like black by any chance, was it? What color was your cat? It was interesting because when I was napping this afternoon or earlier at some point today, I don't really remember, but I swear I was saying to my friend, I was voice messaging my friend, I was like, I was quote unquote dreaming. I have a memory hit, and I swear there was something about a cat, and all I remember, I think it was black, and it was really, really, I just remember being really, really, really fluffy, and like really fluffy and really soft. And it was just random. And I mean, I have been talking about my old cat from when I was little, just in the past 24 hours, so it could have been that, but it didn't feel like it was my cat. It felt like more, it felt, I don't know, different. I don't know. She was white with bits of ginger and black. Okay, so it's funny because I was feeling there was some white, so there was some black, but it was white with bits of ginger. Interesting. So I was picking up on the black. But regardless, my knee's getting tickled. But regardless, even though that dream I have in probably wasn't your cat then, but I picked this up for a reason. So, now, I mean, I want to be like, maybe I'm making this up because I just heard a prow. Like, I don't know, did she ever meow at you like that? Like a prow? I just heard that in my head. So that's funny that kicked in. That would be your cat kicking in as well. So that's a reminder that your cat's right there, didn't go anywhere. I mean, same with your rabbits, but I'm just so hyper focused on the cat because it was the feline. The cat's on there with her, cougar or whatever kind of cat that is. But like your rabbits are there too. But yeah, that's actually really funny. So thank you for that. That's cool. And then the next one here, let me just get the page. Oh, it actually flipped like right to it. So the next one here, so you have 3. Your second one here is Archangel Lavender. So let's see here. Okay, yeah, no, that there's a lot of ego lie stuff in this. We're not going there. That's just absolutely not truth. Again, it's not that I'm judging it as wrong or bad, but I won't indulge in that. So I'm skipping down to where, seeing what's being said and being highlighted under this one part. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, yeah. So essentially, so along with this card, what's being said, and it's kind of funny because I'd just been asked, like, do I have any abilities to work on? And this kind of goes in line with that because it's talking about how you're ready to essentially allow more of what we can do online through yourself, and then essentially through all, because again, remember, yes, it's talking about you, but remember, you want to do it under thy will. So doing it with knowing and wanting and accepting that this goes for everybody. As if you want to bring it online for you, you want to bring it online for everybody, because we don't want that illusion of opposition with this stuff. We want to bring in, again, happiness, peace, joy, love without opposition. So it's talking about how you are ready to allow more of what these abilities, gifts, however you want to word it, online, bringing that online for yourself and essentially for all. But then it's talking about, in order to do so, okay, so I'm going to reword it in a more truthful, zoomed out way, because it's talking about, in order to do so, forgive everyone and everything. If you feel hurt or angry with someone, even though it may seem justified, ask yourself how long you're prepared to hold on to those emotions. Let go now. So essentially that's talking about, again, like I was saying earlier, technically no forgiveness is needed, but it can be a helpful tool in this. What that's really saying there, again, is doing that mental cleanup. If you're in a place of tension or upset, or you're navigating through anything external, you're seeing things, anytime you're like this stuff, any kind of illusion, emotion or scenario or thought, feeling, whatever is being surfaced, doing, like, again, fully facing, feeling, embracing where you're playing pretend up, but then doing that mental cleanup, letting it go, because that, again, it's like what I've been talking about, thy will versus my will. It's under love. Our unoppositional love is where our true power and limitless lies. So yes, you are ready to bring more of this online, but you have to also continue working on letting go of what isn't real to allow what is. I know I kind of sound like a broken record with this stuff, but it's because this is the stuff. This is how this operating system works, and what we actually are. So that's really cool. Yeah, it's so, yeah, so surrendering, doing like embracing, but then doing that mental cleanup and surrendering and focusing on truth. And then the last one here, this one might be CFG. This one, see, now this is where it gets, because there's like, it's archangel, 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 but then you'll get like this next one, and I don't, because it's in alphabetical order, but then, and it's going to make sense what I'm rambling about in a second, but just, oh, there we go. Thank you. It just flipped open to it. So guardian angel. So it's not starting with an A, it's starting with a G. And I was like, I think it should be with the G's, but sometimes like where I think the cards are, they're not, but then it flipped to it. So I appreciate that. So, it's talking about loving yourself unconditionally. I would more zoom out, say, just allowing the unconditional love that we actually are, because again, we can't love what doesn't exist, and we're like these costumes, characters, bodies don't actually exist. So again, it's now working on self-love in this. Can that be helpful? And if you're getting that guidance, do it, absolutely. But it is also that reminder of allowing and being the love that we actually are. So let's see here. Right, so there's that, first of all, there's that reminder, if it looks like you're receiving signs from spirit, God, or true self, trust yourself with it. Like if you see a white feather randomly in your place, like know that that's God's spirit, your true self, that's left that there, which is you, that's left that there essentially. But trust yourself that, and again, as long as it's loving. If it's loving, embrace that. If it's not loving, it's opportunity to do that mental cleanup. So it is the reminder that you are loved unconditionally, and not just that, you are unconditional love, as is all. And then essentially, it's the way they're wording, it's a bit more zoomed down, but essentially what it's talking about, when you remember that, um, so it's the way they're wording it is your self-worth, self-esteem, and confidence increases. You feel happier and more harmonious, and you view the outside world with eyes of love. So again, when you allow what's real to take over, you do feel that unconditional love, peace, joy, happiness. It's not just a feeling, it's our true state of being. So you don't just feel that within yourself, you be that, and then again you project that out, and you have that reflect back at you, and so then you turn this from your own made up nightmare into a dream of truth. You're able to see the truth of what we all are when you allow that within yourself, because again, everything is coming from within, and it's all being there is no external, but it's being projected metaphorically into our external. It's reflected, it's metaphors being reflected back at us, our own metaphors. Let's see here. Yeah, and then it's just talking about sorry, hang on. Okay, and then, yeah, then it's just talking about you can turn again to spirit, God, or true self and ask for quote unquote help, but really that's doing that, reminding yourself that like you're turning to yourself, and that's just another form of saying, take over for me. And then remembering as well about quote unquote divine timing, if things aren't playing out the way you're hoping or expecting, or it's not happening right away, even with just, allowing the peace that we are and feeling that. If it's not happening right away, that's okay. We're in the illusion that it takes layers, but also things happen in the quote unquote timing that they're meant to. So, knowing that all is well and it's all happening as it's meant to, when it's meant to, and then focusing in on that it is all now too, and you can allow that through as well. So, so there's those reminders for you too, and I hope that all resonates and makes sense. And again, thank you for asking these questions. I really appreciate it. So okay, there's a couple more here. I'm going to try to get them, but I've been doing this it's just hit just over 2 hours, and I'm starting, again, this is technically illusion, but I am starting to get tired. I'm starting to get a headache. And I also just realized, again, illusion, but I haven't eaten since breakfast and it is now 9:48. It's almost 10 p.m. So I need to go and eat something and relax and stop thinking for the day and whatnot. But let me just take a look here and see if I can just go through the rest of this really quickly. So let's see here. Saber saying good evening. Good evening. Thank you for joining. How are you doing? And then Saber is asking, will I move into a house with another woman? Let's see if I can get a yes or no with that. So, well, cause again, I'm questioning myself. So it's like I'm waiting for, okay, my thumb, thank you. My thumb just got touched. So I was seeing a nodding of a yes. So I'm receiving a yes for that. And then I got the physical confirmation on my thumb with my thumb being touched. With that being said, again, there's that reminder of we're making this up. We're constantly shifting, and we can allow this to play out in any form that we want. And again, if there's any tension in any of this, there's that opportunity to do that mental cleanup there. And it's really important to do that so then you're at peace regardless of how it plays out. So I know that's a really quick answer and whatnot, but again, I am starting to get sleepy, so I want to get through this and still try and do a good job. But I'm needing to end this here because I'm feeling it. I'm in the illusion of getting tired. So then I don't know how to say your name, so I'm just gonna call you Sassy. Hi, Sassy. They're saying, hello from South Africa. Hope you are well. I hope you're well too. Thank you so much. Just popping in to have a look-see. Hope that's okay. Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. And then they're asking, do you do channeling? That's what I've been doing this whole time. Absolutely. And remember, everyone is constantly channeling. You're constantly channeling. And it's either we're channeling our own made up illusion tool of ego, or we're channeling, allowing truth, spirit, God, our true self. So yes, I'm channeling this whole time. I've been channeling. But there's a reminder to like all of you, everyone channels. So, and again, how do you allow this through? Mental cleanup, man. Being playful, embracing where we're at, not denying it, not resisting it, but then also doing the mental cleanup when we're able to, surrendering, following, joy, and love. And then just having fun with it, playing around with spirit. Like I said, playing DJ on your phone, playing shuffle, like tell them to play shuffle, tell them to play DJ and hit shuffle, like play video games with them, like just talk with them, them, us, our true self, however you want to call it. So yes, I do channel. So do you. So does everybody. And it's really cool. And then Diane is saying, thank you so very much. Was a beautiful message. Oh, you're so welcome. And thank you again so much for asking. Thank you all for asking these questions. I've really enjoyed this. And you guys are helping me to hone what we can do together. And you're helping me to learn how to trust myself and whatnot. So thank you. And then Sassy again is saying, I understand that you are tired. When will you be live again? I don't know when I'll be live again, to be honest. For me, I don't get the guidance to have any kind of set schedule right now. It's very much go with the flow, do what feels right. And if I get the prompt and guidance that's strong enough to go live, then I will. I went live tonight because like I had said earlier in this, I was in the illusion of having had a rough day. But then things turn around because of this amazing, beautiful moment that I allowed with God, our true self, taking over. And then I was just in a place like I want to just talk to people. Like I've got like the illusion of adrenaline pumping through me, and I'm restless, and I don't want to just sit here and just watch TV, or I can't even. I'm too pumped to even just like try and be calm and meditate. So I was like, it was very obvious in that moment for me to go live. Plus the people who live above me. Right now their cats just started running around, so I can hear that, but they're not here right now, so it's very quiet. And there's been no kids have been playing outside. My other neighbors above aren't around, or they're super quiet. So it was really ideal for me tonight to go live. Very ideal, obvious, easy. So I apologize that I don't have an exact, I can't tell you when I'm going to go live again. But I can tell you I will go live again. Even if I can't tell you when, I will. Sometimes I can take a while before I go live or before I upload, but that's just, again, because I'm in my own illusion mode of stuff, and I'm focusing and working on myself, and it's the prompt and it isn't there. It's not feeling easy and right for me to. But I always do come back and end up doing this again. So I will go live again. I promise. I apologize. I can't tell you when, but I do promise I will go live. And so Sassy's saying, okay, nice to meet you. I hope you have a good rest. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. It was nice to meet you too. And I hope that you have a good, I'm not sure what time it is there, but good. I hope you have a wonderful now. I can say it like that. So, and when you do go to rest, I hope you have a nice rest as well. And then Sassy saying, I totally understand. Well, thank you for understanding. I appreciate it. So, all right. I think that we are going to, oh my God, sorry. The inside of my ear just got really itchy. It made me shiver. Right in my ear canal. Ugh. Anyway, that wasn't spirit necessarily or anything. That was just ego body illusion ego body stuff. I was sorry, that was kind of funny and awkward. But anyway, thank you guys all so much. I really enjoyed this. Like I said, you guys are helping me with my stuff with this, and you guys are helping me feel more connected to what's real. And I recognize too, again, this is all my dream I'm making up, and these are all reminders for myself, and I can see in all these messages what's in there for me. Like, and this is where, as a side note, with wrapping up here, you know, this is the whole thing with equal energy exchange. People talk about equal energy exchange. It doesn't matter if I'm getting paid or whatnot, because a lot of people, I know that there's a lot of people that say, well, I need to be getting paid in order to be doing this stuff because then it's equal. There's always something in it for me, always, because this is my dream I'm making up. And you know, you guys are helping, like I said, helping me hone these abilities, and there's messages and reminders for myself in this. You know, it's all helpful, and it's all equal. There is no that energy versus my energy, and I can be drained versus not drained. No, that's all pretend gameplay. So that was just a ramble side note. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up now. Hi Vanilla, thank you so much for joining. Unfortunately, I am heading off. I've been doing this for for 2 hours and 8 minutes, going on 9 minutes, so I'm tired and I need to eat dinner. It's almost 10 o'clock at night. I know, I'm sorry, but I will go live again. You want to ask a question? You subscribe. Well, thank you so much for subscribing. Okay, we can, I can maybe, if you want to ask it really quickly and I can try, but if I'm struggling, then I apologize, but I am going to be going live again at some point. So I'll just ramble here with a wrap up and give you a minute to see if you get a question typed out. But I feel, I'm like, I want to answer for you. I don't want to like not. I feel bad. You just popped on. Okay, well, Dee and I moved together in my state in due time. Let's see if I can get a yes or no on this really quick. Sorry, just bear with me. My back just got tickled. Okay, yeah, like so what it feels like I'm receiving, like it does feel, and see like I'm getting a yes, and my back did just get tickled. So for me, again, that's physical confirmation. But again, with this, I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, but it is important, again, doing the mental cleanup on that, you know, feeling where you're playing at, embracing it and whatnot. But then if there is any tension, yeah, okay, thank you. I needed that very strong tickle on my toes. So that's strong confirmation on this. Thank you. So, you know, doing that mental cleanup to let go of what isn't real to allow what is. So again, naming thought, feeling, giving that away in whatever form works, and then sitting with truth, and then continuing, repeat as necessary, and then continuing to follow joy and love and work on surrender. So it does feel like there's a yes there, and my toes are getting played with as sorry, yep. So that there's a strong physical touch. So I'm getting a yes. I apologize if for some reason, but we're constantly shifting, but I still want to say I apologize if I am getting that wrong, but I am getting a yes. But it is, again, important, like I said, to do that mental cleanup so you're at peace, regardless of what happens. So yeah, there you go. And my toe just got tickled again. So Vanilla and Pie is saying, exactly. I will take your advice. Happy to hear this. LOL. I feel the tingle. Thank you. You're very welcome. And thank you again for asking. So, all right. So I'm going to quickly wrap this up before someone else pops on, because I feel bad. I have a hard time like walking away from this, because not because like it's like I feel obligated, but like I want to help. And then it's fun for me too. But I'm like, I need to go. Like my body's like telling me, no, you gotta go. So again, it's an illusion. It doesn't have to be that way, but I'm going to embrace that and listen to my body and head off. So go now. I know, right? Vanilla and Pie saying, I understand. LOL, go now. I know, I gotta go now. So all right, well, thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate this. I appreciate you all more than I can say. Thank you for asking questions. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Just thank you for being here. I appreciate you all so, so, so much more than I can say. So I love you all very much. Thank you. And I will say it like I always do. Have a wonderful now. Take care, guys. And bye.